Good evening, everyone. And tonight, this is actually the very first episode of our writing sessions, interview with authors. And we're lucky to have with us right now is CJ Edmunds. So he is the author of Take Me Now. It's actually a series. So the first book is already out and he's working on the other stories. And we can ask him questions later on related to his books. But aside from that, si CJ Edmunds is actually a very multi-talented person. He's also a singer, songwriter, and he's also doing DJ jobs. Actually, he also released his debut album, which is titled Love Has Found Me, and it's cast and it's also available to listen to on Spotify and other platforms. So he says that he's a geek at heart. But for tonight, let's hear it directly from him. Let's all welcome CJ Edmonds. Okay, so everyone, here with us, of course, is CJ Edmunds. Uh,
Hello!
say hello to everyone.
Hello!
Hi. Sa dami ng mga viewers natin. So, yung first question ko, CJ, is actually, is it your dream to be a writer?
Teka, bago ko sagutin before happy holidays. Happy holidays to
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, if you ask me that, okay, is it always been my dream? One thing I know is mahilig ako I actually yung na-discover ko muna yung love for reading.
Okay.
When I was growing up, hindi ko alam na yun na pala yun. Doon din pala ako papunta. Cause hihiram ako ng mga libro na sa pinsan ko who lives behind me dati, dun sa
Mhm.
amin. Kung ano-ano yung hinihiram ko. But most of the stuff that he reads is suspense thriller, uh,
Okay.
yung mga Eric Van Lasbader, yung mga, um, sino ba to? Basta puro mga planes, puro mga ganon. So, titingnan ko lang siya, and then after a while, I'll put it down. Or pag may nakita akong book na maganda yung cover niya, na may red and may black or whatever, hihiramin ko. Hindi ko siya uumpisahan. I won't start it. Or I will start a few pages and then I'll put it down. But bit-bit ko pa rin even if hindi ko siya binabasa. So I don't know what does that say about me as a reader back in the day, na hindi ko siya
Mhm.
natatapos, uumpisahan ko pero para magsasawa din ako. But I always felt that having a book sa kamay ko or even in my bag,
Mhm.
parang security blanket ko, para akong si Linus, no?
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Oo. So parang may kulang. I mean, even to this day, lalabas ako ng bahay na wala akong libro, wala akong ball pen or sign pen.
Mhm.
Of course, in addition to alcohol and cellphone, yun. Pag nawala lahat dun sa listahan, parang hindi ako mapakali, may kulang.
Mhm, mhm. Do you find that the things you read are also the things that you like to write about?
True. Totoo yun. There's truth to that. My favorite author, Anne Rice, always says that,
Oh.
you know, write what you love to read. Parang
Mhm,
ganon. So I guess
mhm,
sa akin, going back to my story about, having a book in my hands, parang up until na-discover ko kung ano yung talagang gusto kong basahin, um, hindi ako makakapag fully bond with a book. Siyempre kung magbabasa ka na rin,
mhm.
read the book that you really want to read about, 'di ba? Kaysa
Yeah.
yung just for show, parang ganon. So I guess that's also in school, pag pagagawa ka ng book report, tapos may mga listahan sila ng mga list of books na pwede mong pagpilian. Okay, fine. Given that there is a list na pwede mong pagpilian, pero paano kung dun sa list na 30 books, wala din ang gusto mo, or none of them catches your fancy. So
Yeah.
again, reading will become a chore
Mhm,
growing up, kasi parang feeling mo, kailangan ko magbasa because I have to finish a report. Parang ganon. But at the same time, hindi mo rin naiisip that because yun lang yung choices mo, mapipilitan ka talagang magbasa and to see for yourself if that's the kind of book na magugustuhan mo. Kasi minsan parang, 'di ba, pag bata talaga, "Ay, okey, okey, okey yan." Parang, ang pait niyan, asim yan, asim." 'Di ba? I mean, bata pakainin mo ng sinigang. I don't think magwa-warm up sila that. I mean, between sinigang and ice cream, siyempre ice cream ang pipiliin ng
yeah,
bata, 'di
that's
ba?
true.
Parang gano'n. So, I guess gano'n din ako, growing up. So, up until hindi ko na-try, then parang, "Uy, okey pala 'to." So, one of the books that na book review ko and na-appreciate ko din because I
Mhm.
also got to see the TV movie, back in the day, was Daniel Steele's The Promise.
Oh, okay.
So, nauna muna sa akin yung movie before the book. So, it's the other way around. So, mas na-appreciate ko yung book because I knew of the TV. Hindi siya movie but, TV movie. Parang gano'n. So, may special place in my heart yung particular book na yan. Parang
That's
gano'n.
very interesting.
Yeah.
But before we go pala dun sa details ng book mo, which is yung Take Me Now,
Mhm.
nabasa ko yung likod pero nag-order ako sa Shopee and I still have yan, I still haven't
Yan.
received my copy so I
Sorry,
really want
sorry.
to
Sorry.
soon.
Holiday mode
Yeah,
and
that's
ayusin ko
okay. But
yan.
before we go into the details ng book mo, I'd like to know muna, what kind of a writer are you? Are you a pantser or mahilig ka bang mag-bullet points and create a plan before you begin writing?
Aha. For those who are joining us now, on video or sa ang difference po ng plotter and pantsers, plotter is yung kind of writer na lahat yun nga, as you said, naka-plot out per chapter, per scene, uh, and how many pages, parang ganon. Para at least meron kang, how should we say this? You have some sort of uh, guide para alam mo
Mhm.
anong mangyayari per chapter. Ang pantser naman is the kind of writer na may idea ka lang na, o sige, papasok lang siya sa kwarto, bahala na kung anong hanapin niya sa chapter. Parang ganon. So as a writer, ikaw din bahala na kung ano yung biglang pumasok sa utak mo when you're writing because you have no idea what that character is going to find in the room. You just know that the character is going to go into the room and bahala na what happens after. For me, I'm kind of both.
Oh,
I
okay.
will put bullet points minsan pag may naisip ako, I will type it on my cell phone. These days po pwede
Mhm.
naman gano'n, eh. Ah, Lahat tayo may smartphone so it's so easy to just type, parang gano'n. So, I didn't even know when I was starting out na meron palang ganyan designation, na meron palang plotter and meron palang
Right.
pantser. So, I just felt dati na parang, 'pag may bullet point ako at least maaalala ko kung ano yung susunod na mangyayari or if meron pa akong isisingit na character na papasok sa scene or iaatras ko, ilalagay ko sa next chapter or take it away completely out of that chapter and maybe move it to the other story or change the character in general. Mas meron akong babalikan. And pagka let's say binalikan ko on the day na magsusulat ako nakabuklat ang cellphone sa tabi, if ever hindi ko siya sinundan per se, okay lang. At least meron akong guide dun and nasa sa akin na yon if feel kong palitan or feel kong sundan or sundin. Ba yan pati
Right.
grammar
Right.
mali-mali.
Thank you for that, CJ. Actually, hindi ko maalala kung ano yung opposite ng panzer, no? Kasi akala ko lang yung panzer kasi panzer ako. Thank you for telling us na platter nga pala yung counterpart
Oo,
niya.
pero merong gumigitna so malamang ako yun. So Plantser naman tayo kung if ever ikaw
Talaga,
yung nasa gitna.
panzer.
Plotter and
Okay.
Pantser pinagsama, Plantser. Kung
Okay.
may
Yeah. So those are the different terminology. So to our viewers who are also writing their books right now, so identify nyo na which type of a writer are you. And
'di
then of
ba?
course,
Pero kung ma-fall under kayo sa isa pang category, eh, di pa alam niyo naman sa amin kung bagong
yeah.
category yan baka malay mo dun din talaga tayo pupunta 'no, so
Yeah. So CJ, again, before natin puntahan yung book mo, I'd like to know, are you
hmm.
the type of writer na you kill your darlings? Kasi
Ay,
usually, di ba,
la
mga
la 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 la.
readers, medyo kinakabahan yan kapag binabasa na yung books dahil yung mga nagiging favorites nila,
Mhm,
usually,
mhm.
they die in the end pala. So, meron ka din bang ganong sort of addiction or
Addiction.
impulse as a writer?
Alam mo, so far hindi ako George R.R. Martin, hindi ako so far pumapatay ng characters. Ah,
Okay,
but the
okay.
but the Kill Your Darlings naman is not necessarily just limited sa characters. It can also be an entire plot na akala mo while you're writing it looks good. Tapos pag natapos na yung lahat, edi nakita mo parang bungi. Parang hindi swak. And then because that whole plot line consists of 50 pages, napakasakit to take it out. That's what Stephen King refers to killing your darlings. Mahal na mahal mo siya, but for the sake of the book, para maging mas maayos, para mas maging planchado, and para mas maging coherent yung structure, aalisin mo yung 50 pages siya. Kahit super sakit, kahit pinaghirapan mo, and you feel that within that structure of 50 pages, it was the best grammar na nagawa mo as compared to the other parts of the book. Basta yun talaga, masakit.
Yeah.
Yes, meron din naman mga akala ko na yun talaga ang okay, din papalitan ko. Let me, my experience naman was, I'm not sure kung pasok siya sa Kill Your Darlings,
Mhm.
but yung ini-edit kong prequel for the book, which was actually the one I finished first before the one that I published. So take note sa mga readers and writers, it's not exactly the first book that you finished is the one that will get published. Not necessarily. Kasi minsan, o sige, ginawa mo siyang, soft copy, andyan lang siya, and then some other idea takes hold, and then mas binigyan mo ng pansin yun, and then yun ang mas
Mhm.
binigyan mo ng effort. I won't be surprised kung yun ang magiging the published work and not
Okay.
yung nauna mo. So, yun yung nangyari sa akin. Parang ganon. Um, so anyway, sorry, going back to that. Teka, ano nga uli?
May
Hala,
mga
nawala.
incidents ka ba na kinil mo yung
Incident. Yes, yes,
darling
yes.
mo?
Yes, yes, there you
Whether
go.
it's a plot, an entire chapter,
Killing
or
your darlings. Yes. Yung prequel ko, una first person. I love
okay,
the first
okay.
person voice. The first person voice para sa mga nagbabasa and for those who are reading and writing, yun yung mga I. Ako.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's that's the first person. Yun yung favorite kong point of view pag magsulat because I feel that it's the most personal. It's the one point of view that automatically draws you in as a
Mhm,
reader and also ako din as a writer. And the debate whether to go third or first person is always there. But whatever you feel instinctively that will serve your story best, then that's the viewpoint that you go for. Anyway, so nagawa ko na siya, tapos na. I'm happy na first person siya. And then may binigay akong I gave a copy of that to an editor. And sinabi niya, third person mo na lang kasi mas maganda. Sabi ko, automatic may restriction sa akin. That means, lahat yan from page 1 up to page ganyan, papalitan ko lahat. All my interactions with all the characters, papalitan ko lahat because you suggest that gagawin kong third person. And then ang bato naman niya sa akin is, I'm not asking you to tell the story, to change your story. I'm just asking you to tell it differently. Parang ganon. So, nung natapos ko na, third person na, okay, I felt that may growth naman nangyari sa akin. Nakapagdagdag ako ng epilogue na hindi ko akalain na pwede ko palang ilagay nung nag first person ako. So at least, may nangyari. But after that, may konting falling out with the editor.
mhm.
Eh, I just listened to my gut and I felt na mas hiyang pa rin ako. And sabihin natin, I felt that third person will be an exercise in technique pag third
Hmm,
person. Pag first person, still talagang mas personal, and sabihin natin kung medyo may flaw yung pag-narrate ng character mo, it's because that's the flaw of the character itself. Parang ganun. So balik pa rin ako sa first person. So sa akin, applied yung Kill Your Darlings because talagang pinalitan ko lahat from start to finish. Parang
okay, okay,
uulitin ko
wow.
wow talaga, uulitin ko na naman lahat. So ngayon binalik ko na naman uli in first person, but pagbalik ko ngayon sa first person, kung ano yung changes na in-incorporate ko to make it third person, syempre hindi naman kadali-dali na ang we gagawin kong I,
Mhm.
hindi ganyan kadali. You also have to
Yeah.
you also have to restructure the whole thing and make sure na kahit you're speaking from your character's point of view, uh not just malinaw, but hindi magulo yung kumbaga sa pag if you're in theater, kumbaga sa blocking, di ba? Parang gano'n. Kailangan maayos din yung blocking, mauna kung sino magsasalita, then sinong makikinig, and then before you put another scene in. So, yun naman sa akin ng Kill Your Darlings na ano talaga, binago, and then I think I would go like modified my darlings, not necessarily kill it. But
Yeah.
meron nakikitang character na, you know,
Thank you for that, CJ. Actually, I'm learning a lot from you, and I'm sure yung mga viewers din natin are happy to learn about these new concepts, especially those na mga nagra-write din talaga. But now, let's get on
mhm.
to the more spicy part. Tell us about your book. Can you show it again to us?
Sige. Yan, it's called, teka, dapat dito yan. Take Me Now.
Take me
Okay?
now.
So, sa title pala ng book, alam nyo, hindi ito pambata.
Okay,
Hindi siya
okay.
pambata. O, tanggalin natin yung title, pero ano yung cover? Kama. Tapos medyo, ano, moonlit, moonlit night. Tapos nakafocus yung ano sa kama. Tapos ang bed, medyo magulo, hindi inayos. Bakit kaya? So, yun. The concept of the book came out nung nagkaroon ng boom for 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
So, yung pa lang, alam nyo na hindi talaga pambata. Banggit ko pa lang 50 Shades of Grey, di
Right,
ba?
right.
Yun. But, uh, but because 50 Shades of Grey is what it is, I wanted to do it a little differently and put the focus on the story, gay characters naman instead of
Okay.
heterosexual couple, parang ganon. And since I like stuff with magic, I like
Mhm.
different worlds, or yung sinasabi nating it's a tip of my tongue, hindi siya ano speculative fiction, parang ganon, na
Mhm.
medyo iibahin mo kung ano yung established na na fact, parang ganyan, di ba?
Mhm.
Like may mga nababasa ako na si Rizal, nung nakakulong daw, may bumisita sa kanya, parang
Mhm.
ganon, and convincing him otherwise that you don't have to die for your
Mhm.
principle, you can actually go ahead and live forever. Papasukin mo lang ako sa kulungan, parang ganon. And it turns out that itong tao na kausap niya is a vampire and is willing to give Rizal eternal life because aanhin mo yung pag namatay ka, wala nang saysay yung ginagawa mo. As compared to pag buhay ka, you can influence and change yung perspective ng, what we Filipinos know about freedom back in the day during the Spanish times. Pag
Yes.
buhay ka, parang ganon. So I don't remember yung story na yon, yung title and who wrote it, but it was very much tumatak sa isipan ko, and it appealed to me, and that's and
Mhm.
that's that's speculative fiction. So that's the kind of writing that I like. So basically, Take Me Now is about a magical district that's set in Manila, wherein medyo no holds barred sa lugar. It's a magical cloaked community that is the opposite of what we have in our real lives. Kumbaga, their magic is normal. There you can party to your heart's content. There you can mingle with spirits and aswang. May mga couriers pa na aswang doon. You can drink aswang blood at ano mo sa juice mo, and it will give you some benefits, 'di ba? Oo, parang ganyan. Hindi,
Mature content din ba yung benefits?
yes, medyo mature content din ang
Okay.
mature
Okay.
content din ng benefits. True that. So yun, just a little preview. So that's
Yeah.
that's what the story is all about. Is about this one person who is looking for love after the breakup of a relationship, and he just so happens that dito niya nahanap, and kailangan niya ring gamayin kung paano niya paninindigan, and how he feels about not just his life but also about the supernatural in general. Parang ganyan.
Okay, okay. That's really nice to hear, no? And I hear that, 'di ba kanina na-mention mo na may nauna ka ng portion na na-write about the book, the prequel. And then I think
Mm.
there's also sequel pa din to the book. So can you share something about that naman? And when can we expect those books?
Hala, nag-alala, ayan na, humihingi na ng deadline, lagot ako. The prequel naman, that's why I call it a prequel, because that's where I founded the concept of, it's called the Dark District. So let me hold the book up again. So the book not just is called Take Me Now, but it's also part of a series of stories, which is called Tales from the Dark District.
Mhm.
So yeah, the Dark District is that magical cloaked place in downtown Manila. That if there is a place such as that, I would love to visit. So
Mhm.
for those na mahilig sa Harry Potter, isipin nyo na lang that it's Diagon Alley slash Hogsmeade for adults. So,
How exciting.
yan, parang ganyan. Um, and yun, it's the first of a proposed three-book series. Una, ang ano pa nito is I envision this as just one volume, tatlo in one volume. Puro novelas lahat. But
Okay.
as I kept writing and writing, nanganak at nanganak, hindi ko siya kayang ipagsama all in one. Siguro pag natapos na yung tatlo, then that's the time na pwede kong gawin na gano'n. Actually, Jane, ang prior ko pang plan is, hindi muna ako magpiprint, ebook muna.
Okay,
Ebook
okay.
lang talaga. And what prompted me to do this in print is the constant exposure na naririnig ko from our favorite Joanna
Yeah.
Penn. Yes, Joanna Penn.
Yeah.
You should follow her. She is a trailblazer of an indie author who has become not just an indie author but an author entrepreneur or
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So it has
So
become a
before
business
CJ
for
and
her.
I met, pareho pala kaming followers ni Joanna Pen. So
May
while
meron
driving, I
tayo?
also listen to her podcast. So yung
Woo!
una
Yes,
naming topic ni CJ when we met was to talk about Joanna and what
exactly,
an
exactly.
inspiration she is to most writers, especially those that are doing self-publishing. Pero CJ, wait, let me stop you there.
Hmm.
I'd like you to promote your book again kasi I'm going to cut our interview short and then I'd like to invite you back for
Mm-mm.
another session because I'd like to talk about self-publishing with you and perhaps you can share more about Joanna Pen again and the tools that you're using to come up with your books.
Sige.
I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can,
That's
can,
fine.
can you
That's fine.
promote your book again to our viewers?
Sige, sige. Once again, the book is called Take Me Now, Tales from the Dark District. This is number one. Number one.
Ayan, number
Yan.
one. So,
Yes.
I'm excited to really receive my copy and read it. And of course, I'll let you
Yes.
know what I think about your book. I'm sure it's wonderful.
Nako, nako. I hope so. I hope
Ay,
so.
to
Manipis
our
lang siya.
viewers
So,
nga pala.
so kayang in one sitting kung gugustuhin mo. Pero kung gusto mong namnamin,
Yeah,
pwede naman. Pwede naman.
okay,
Yun.
okay. And of course,
Book 2 pala is done na. So I'm editing that.
oh,
Yan.
that's nice. And earlier, CJ, I actually informed our viewers
Mhm.
that you are a singer.
Ala.
Can you hear it?
Yes. I can hear that. I can hear that. I can hear that. Yeah.
Ayan.
Um Nako,
So
nabigla
this
ako
is
na put on the spot ah.
actually CJ song. Ayan. So just shared with our viewers. I know they're into writing, but madami kasing mga artists na multi-talented. Not just writing, not just painting, but also
Mhm.
singing, dancing, and all the types of creative works. So thank you, CJ, for staying with us tonight. And I hope
Thank you,
you have
Jane. I
time
would love to
again
come back.
to sit with
Yes.
us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you, CJ.
All right. Happy
Bye.
holidays, ulit. And
Happy holidays,
if you guys are
everyone.
looking for all sorts of inspiration, andyan lang yan. It will always be there. Inspiration will always be there. Kailangan mo lang talaga, you have to feed it, you have to look for it, and when you find it, surrender to it, and who knows,
Yeah.
you might just surprise yourself and write a book.
Thank you for those inspirational words, CJ. So,
Sige. Thank
thank
you.
you, everyone. See you
Sige.
again.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.